So our first question is, what was a transformative event for you at Hillel, and what will you do to help other students have a similar type of experience?
Absolutely. So, transformative event for me at Hillel was coming the very first Shabbat to the freshman and transfer opening weekend, where it was a small dinner in the backyard of Hillel, and we were just sitting there. We had services beforehand, and it was my first opportunity to meet people who were leading the community, like Jacqueline, who became a mentor for me. But in general, we were sitting in the backyard, eating dinner. It was a small group, and we were chatting. And for me, that was one of the first really authentic Shabbat experiences I had had outside of a youth group. And it was powerful for me because it showed me a lot of the promise of what was to come in Hillel, of just people having Jewish community together, peers, not just in a family sort of way, but in a way that felt genuine, authentic, and powerful. And I want to help other people have that sort of experience, where it doesn't have to be something complicated and even necessarily Jewish seeming, but something that really connects with the soul and with the meaning that we're seeking in the college experience right from the get-go.
Thank you. Ben, would you like me to repeat the question? Or
yes, please.
Okay. What was a transformative event for you at Hillel, and what will you do to help other students have the same type of experience?
So a transformative event for me at Hillel was definitely the Hillel Israel Leadership Initiative that I went on this past winter break. It was 5 Jewish students and 20 non-Jewish students, and it's always amazing to experience the land of Israel, but to experience it through a non-Jewish lens and to really build relationships with other students while doing it is fascinating. You tend to learn things a second time, or really do by teaching, and you can learn a lot more about Rutgers and yourself by explaining certain things in Judaism and about Zionism for the first time to people who have no background with it. And it was fascinating to learn both sides of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and also learn more about Rutgers that I'd never experienced before.
Thank you. Let's stay up there too. What do you believe is the central role of the president of Rutgers Hillel?
So the central role of the Rutgers Hillel president is to really empower student leaders, whether they're on the board or not. The president is supposed to facilitate all the activities of the Rutgers student community, or Rutgers Hillel student community, and to do this, they need to be able to set expectations for the board and for the Jewish community, all the while giving community members the opportunity to grow and challenge themselves. And I think finding the balance between micromanaging and also letting people do their own things and experiment is definitely a role of the president.
Thank you. Max, would you like me to repeat the question?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
The central role of the Rutgers Hillel president is to be present in the community. For me, it's most important for the president to be at as many events as possible, to meet as many people as possible, to get to know people from as many communities within Hillel as possible. And then, and only then, can the president really find out what is most pressing in Hillel, what will be most effective, and then that can translate into action. But the central role has to start with getting to know people and Hillel itself and all the events that Hillel offers. And it's been my great honor to go to all kinds of different events, as many events as I could over the past few years, because it's just so fun to go to different kinds of Hillel events and meet different sorts of people and get Jewish perspectives. And so I really do believe that the administrative role is very important for the president, but that it comes from the people and the person-to-person interaction role.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. The next question. How has your experience within the Rutgers Jewish community prepared you for this position?
Absolutely. So, as I was saying before, my experiences in the Rutgers Jewish community have been very varied, within Hillel and outside Hillel. So, within Hillel, I started mainly in the Koach conservative-ish community, and from there, I really broadened, and I, as I mentioned, try to go to as many Hillel events as possible in as many different communities as possible. I'm a regular at Masorah Morning Minyan and learning events, and I'm also a regular at the Reform Weekly Torah Study and Havdalah events, etc. And also even clubs like Russian Jewish Club and education events and Israel events. And so getting the perspective of different people and different groups within Hillel has been key to informing my vision for Hillel and my understanding of the issues and challenges that various groups face. Now, there's still a lot more for me to learn in that regard, but I think that I'm very qualified to listen to people and to know what's going on and to be able to act based on that. Further, as I noted in my speech, I'm very involved with Kol Halayla, Rutgers Jewish Academic Group, a Jewish organization that's outside Hillel, but is still very much a part of the Jewish community. And so I've had experience interacting with Hillel from the perspective of outside of it as well, and forming bonds with Hillel as well as with other Jewish organizations, and with Jewish organizations and groups outside Rutgers as well, since Kol Halayla frequently performs at various Jewish events in the New Jersey area and beyond. Further, I like to think I'm on good terms with other mainstays of the Jewish community. I try to go to Chabad and RJX events when possible, and Sky-Fi as well, and just other organizations within the Jewish community, and meeting people within the Jewish community, whether they're affiliated with Hillel and a specific Jewish organization or not.
Thank you. Would you like me to repeat the question?
Yes, please.
Okay. How has your experience within the Rutgers Jewish community prepared you for this position?
So I've had many experiences in the Rutgers Jewish community. Freshman and sophomore year, I was relatively confined to the Reform community, and that really provided me the opportunity to learn a lot more about myself and my own Jewish identity, learn as the Rutgers Reform community co-chair how to program effectively, and really how to engage students or my peers in many different ways through services and different learning events, and also go to other communities as well and learn a lot more about different religious communities at Rutgers Hillel. This past year I had the privilege to be the treasurer, and that is a very large administrative burden. I supervise and help fund most of the student events here at Rutgers, and it's an interesting task because I really wanted to be involved this year, but I wanted to do something different this past year, so I really got to focus on contributing to the community, but experienced something that you had little supervision and were really just tasked with a lot of responsibility and told to delve into a problem. And I think that's part of the skill you need to be for president. You're given a large responsibility and a rule book, but not as much guidance as in other positions. In addition, I'm very involved in other Jewish organizations at Rutgers. I'm involved in Alpha Epsilon Pi, and I've been a brother for 2 years. And I'm also quite involved in RJX. I like to go to their learning events pretty much as often as possible, usually in the mornings. So.
Thank you. That concludes our Q&A.